All right, guys, so today we are going to install our Ford grill. So you can buy these online. I think I paid like 90 bucks for this. It came with all the letters and it came with the hardware. They just screw in on the back through these little holes. None of them are screwed in. I just put it like that so you guys can see it all together. So with this grill, you get the LED lights. There's 3 of them. And you have this like really cool mesh style, and these are all like, I don't know if you can really tell, but these are like a gray, same as here. And then also inside here is all gray. The quality on here is pretty good. It's really not bad. It came with the harness. I'll show you guys how to wire this in too. I'm gonna do mine a little bit different than I see a lot of people do. Okay, and there's your hardware. So the first things first is just screw the letters in. That's it. Then we'll bring the car around, or the truck around, and we will take the other grill off and then mount this onto the front, like whatever it is in there, the mount for the grill, and then we'll reinstall that. So we're taking the small little screws here. They're all Phillips, and we're going to mount our letters. So they just go back there behind on this side. You put the screws in and that's it. So I'm gonna do them one at a time. And I also laid some towels down so that I don't scuff it up. Put all the letters in, and just be careful not to over tighten these because it is just plastic. So you don't want to break the tabs on the other side. So now all the letters are secured. They're not going to come off. So let's bring the truck around. To take the grill out, you want to start with removing these little pins. There is a crap ton of them, okay? They're going to be all over the place, and you're even going to want to take these out too. So I'm going to remove those pins, and then I believe there's some bolts underneath, but first you got to get the pins out. These right here that we need to undo, and then also you want to pull this out. I forgot to pull these out. There's one on each side. Really easy to pull out. You just stick your pry tool under there. Pull up. Normally they don't release like that. And they just pull right out. I just want to show you guys on the inside, you'll have a nut back here, and you'll also need to get these off too. There's one there, and then there's another one way down there. So like I said, just use your little pry tool and you can pry up on all of these. So there's this kind of a pry tool. You can use a flathead screwdriver. There's also this kind. I find this kind is better for these. These are like the Christmas tree plugs. So you just stick this behind there and it'll come right out. So to get this out, you just pry. I pried here at the top and then slowly pried further down, and eventually it just popped out. Just be careful, because if you pry too much, you can crack this. So be very careful. But as long as you just use even pressure and you go slow, you should be okay. The only thing I couldn't get was the bottom clip that's in there, the one that's back on this side. So one of these little pins. But what I'm gonna do is pull this out a little bit, and then that should move it forward enough that I can get my tool in there to pull it out. But to take the grill out, you just pick this up. So the whole thing will just pick up. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. You want to unplug these sensors too. Okay, Might need 2 hands on this one. Okay, so I'll probably need 2 hands, but unplug these sensors and then lift up on here. You can put your pry tool back there and pull this up. But that is it. Then this can come out. You just pick it up and it'll pull out of the frame. So one of the things that's going to make my video different from everyone else's is that I'm going to do the wiring before you ever see the grill in here. Everybody else, for whatever reason, they wait and they use a jumper and they go into the wire right on the side of the headlight here, which is fine, and that is what I'm going to do. But what's going to make mine different is I am going to use solder and heat shrink tape to, you know, connect everything. So I'm not going to use one of those little jumper wires that are kind of flimsy to me, and they seem to break more often than not. But this is the wiring harness that comes with it. So what I'm gonna do, because I have these fender flares, that have little LED lights in them, I want to wire those. So I've moved the wire for those in, and I've already disconnected the harness that everyone uses. They use this one. What they'll do is they'll put these little crimp connects on these wires. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. We're just not going to do it. I'm not a big fan of those. What I'm going to do is strip this back and then wire in to this the one side for the fender flare, and then the other side is going to be here. And then when I come down this way, I'm going to tap into one of these plugs, whatever one is the furthest over, and I'm going to wire our other fender flare light into that. So that's our next step. I'm going to clean it up better once the actual grill's installed, but this goes to the fender lights, and then this goes to the grill lights. So they come up, goes under here. I've got them following together this way. Still together. I ran the other one up here, joined it, and then we get into these 2 connectors. I just piggybacked off the actual harness for the grill lights, and I made them these quick connects. So this is for the fender lights, and then these are for the grill lights. So I can technically remove either one if I need to take a fender flare out or something like that, or need to disconnect the grill for whatever reason. I'm not pulling the whole thing. But anyway, I used this heat wrap on every connection, and I am going to clean this up better. But now that that's done, we can swap the grill. All right, guys, so take the actual back plate off. You've got one there, one there. I'm not sure. I don't think this is going to have to come out. There's like a little push clip there. And then I don't think you have to take these out either. I think that's part of the grill. Then you have this one, this one. There is supposed to be one in there. There's not on mine. There, there, and there. And so far, these are either an 8 or a 10 millimeter. So I'm going to remove all those, and then I'm going to lift this back plate off. So I actually forgot to mention, there are these push clips that go in the top like this. And there's 4 of them. So there's one there, 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 and then one down there. So once you take those out, you can officially remove it. Your next step is going to be removing the these here. So the bottom will have actually 2 that don't come out. So what I did, this is what it will look like. So what I did is I gripped the bottom with vice grips, and I unscrewed the nut off of there, and then you can remove this from the whole part. So you need to take those out because on the new one it has these, and these are just already fixed into place on the actual grill itself. So now we can lay this over the top, fasten these, and then it also has the spots for the little push pins. So that's what I'm going to do next. Obviously, make sure you do not close these underneath because you want them to be above, but that's our next step, so we'll do that right now. So I got our washers on all of them, and then you just put your little nut. I do believe this is going to be a 10 millimeter, so I'm going to tighten all those, and then we will put our push pins in and be done. All right, guys, so we have the grill fitted in there. It's not perfect, could be a little better, but you know what, this truck has actually been in an accident before, so I'm not sure if it's because of the grill or if it's due to just the truck. So anyway, we have all the wiring done. So as you can see, I wired them all in. I fed it under the hood latch because the hood latch doesn't go down. It's not going to get hit or anything. So I've got it there, runs under these two harnesses. Over to here, I've got the fender lights plugged in, and then the other one here plugged in. And then we just keep following over. Got a zip tied here, zip tied there. So what I'm going to do is hopefully just put the cover back over. I'll probably run it under here, and I'll put the cover back over, and then tidy up all the wires this way, and then we are all set.